A tiny 3D printed Simpsons TV is blowing fans' minds, and it even plays retro games. A creative tech tinkerer has built one of the coolest fan projects ever inspired by The Simpsons, a fully functional miniature Simpsons-style TV powered by a Raspberry Pi and built with a 3D printer. The tiny device perfectly recreates the look and feel of the classic cartoon television set scene in the show, complete with working knobs, channel switching, and even nostalgic static animations. The custom device uses a Raspberry Pi 4B with 2 GB of RAM and a small HDMI display designed for car dashboards. The builder specifically chose this screen to maintain the classic 4:3 aspect ratio used in the early seasons of the show, helping capture the authentic feel of watching The Simpsons in the 1990s. The mini TV features 4 always-running channels, each continuously playing episodes from the first 11 seasons of the series, simulating a real broadcast television experience. Turning the channel knob triggers a classic Simpsons-style static animation transition, just like flipping through channels on an old TV. The controls are also impressively detailed. One knob adjusts the volume and can be pushed to mute, while the other knob changes channels and can be pressed to turn off the screen. On the back, a toggle switch lets users switch between TV mode and game mode. In game mode, the device becomes a retro gaming machine, powered by the Raspberry Pi and connected to SSD storage. The result is a tiny console capable of playing classic games while maintaining its nostalgic TV aesthetic. Meanwhile, Simpsons fans may also have something else to look forward to. Executive producer Matt Selman recently hinted that a revival of the beloved game The Simpsons, Hit and Run could still happen, saying simply, "Never say never." Hey, lovely viewers, welcome to our channel The Simpsons 24 Hours. Someone made a functional tiny Simpsons TV using a 3D printer and a Raspberry Pi 4B 2GD printed Simpsons TV plus Raspberry Pi 4B recreates authentic 4:3 set, plays first 11 seasons. For live channels, static animations on channel changes, knob controls with mute/power push. Switch flips between TV and game mode. Pi 4B plus SSDs let it double as a retro gaming machine. I'm starting to believe that the ultimate combo for tinkerers is some kind of computing device and a 3D printer. Once you mash the two together, there's really no limit on the kind of stuff you can make, and we've seen some wild inventions already. However, I think this Simpsons TV powered by a Raspberry Pi 4B is one of my favorite examples of a 3D printed shell getting a digital enhancement in recent memory, and it can even function as a games machine. The TV has 4 channels that are always on and playing, simulating a live broadcast. One knob controls volume, with push to mute. The other controls the channel, with push to turn the screen off and mute. It's got a toggle switch on the back which controls whether it's in game mode or TV mode. It's got a Raspberry Pi 4B inside, with a few SSDs I had lying around. The screen is a cheap HDMI screen that's designed for car displays. I chose it as I really wanted it to have the classic 4:3 aspect ratio of the earlier seasons. You can see in the video above how the TV looks and feels. Every time a Drury changes the channel, it plays one of the Simpsons TV static animations, which is an excellent touch and prevents breaking the immersion. Plus, gaming on this little device looks like a blast. It has that cool 90s retro vibe to it. Excellent stuff. The Simpsons executive producer says, "Never say never" on potential hit and run game revival, calling all fans of The Simpsons, Hit and Run. Writer Matt Selman has a 3-word message for anyone hoping for an update on its revival: never say never. Hit and Run is so interesting, Selman, the Simpsons showrunner and Hit and Run writer, tells People while speaking about the show's Milestone 800th episode. "I'm 1,000 years old, and when I was in my mid to late 20s, I helped write Hit and Run. I had no idea it would become a cult game, a cult success. Of all the games, the thousands of Simpsons games, that one. Of course, it's so long ago, but I remember being in a meeting with whoever made it and Grand Theft Auto 3 had just come out, and so we were like, this has to be the Simpsons version of that. You have to be able to get in and out of the cars. They so did not want people to get in and out of the cars. So, that was a huge battle we had to fight of getting in and out of the cars. We luckily won that battle because it is fun to get in and out of the cars." Game specifics aside, Selman, 54, who wrote the game alongside Tim Long and Matt Warburton, says, "Nothing is certain about any potential revivals. Nothing is set in stone. But my quote about hit and run would be, never say never, Selman says. Because we know people love it. We know they want it, so that's good. If we know people want it, never say never. Selman previously told IGN that he would love to see a remastered version of a Simpsons Hit and Run, but admitted it was a complicated corporate octopus to try to make that happen. As for Selman's preferred Simpsons game, he says he's more of a The Simpsons game guy, referring to the 2007 title that released around the same time as the show's blockbuster movie. That to me is the funniest and most innovative love letter to video games and great story, sort of a movie level of storytelling that we did in the writing of that game, he says. The Simpsons fans looking for some real action can catch up on its 800th episode, which premiered on Fox on Sunday, February 15th and included a few celeb cameos from Quinta Brunson, Kevin Bacon, and the cast of HBO's The Pitt. Noah Weil, Dr. Michael Robbie Robinovich, Catherine LaNasa, Dana Evans, and Taylor Dearden, Dr. Melissa Mel King, all played veterinarians in the Milestone episode. The Simpsons airs Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. How The Simpsons made it to 800 episodes, and even helped save star Yardley Smith's life. I separated my C5 and C6 spinal level, like a cigar cutter, and my spinal cord was threaded up through and almost snapped. I almost died, she says. Because of this job, I had good health insurance. But mostly, I had time. It took me over a year of full-time dedication to my recovery to get back to a place where you'd never know I broke my neck if I didn't tell you. At that point, Smith had already been on The Simpsons for 600 episodes, and enjoyed a financial cushion that comes with being on such a long-running smash. That put her in the fortunate place to take the time to heal without worry. I recognize what a luxury that is, how extraordinarily fortunate I am to have been able to do that, she says. My life was disrupted by the injury, but not monetarily. That's such an extreme example of the many gifts this job has given me, apart from the joy playing a character that I absolutely adore, that I aspire to be more like every day. She's like the best version of all of us. Among other things, The Simpsons also allowed Smith to launch her own production company, which makes the long-running true crime podcast, Small Town Dicks. Meanwhile, Nancy Cartwright, the voice of rebellious 10-year-old Bart Simpson, says the show gave her the freedom to raise a family, write books, perform in a few one-woman shows, and launch a non-profit. Until it really comes to an end, it's so much a part of the fabric of my life, Cartwright says. I don't feel like I take it for granted. I really love this show. It's just kind of everything, personally, that I ever dreamed of doing. But it's so much more than that. There are so many perks to being a part of such an incredible legendary show. As The Simpsons hits 800 episodes, here are 7 of the best ever. Sunday, February 15th, The Simpsons airs its 800th episode, extending its reign as the longest-running scripted primetime series in TV history. The landmark episode, titled Irrational Treasure, premieres on the television schedule on February 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time/Pacific Time on Fox, kicking off a historic doubleheader. Since debuting as a standalone series on Fox in 1989, the animated juggernaut created by Matt Groening has become the longest-running scripted primetime series in TV history. It has outlasted presidents, formats, and entire eras of television. And somehow, Springfield keeps going. With the Milestone episode airing this week, it's the perfect time to look back at 7 of the best episodes ever, the ones that defined the show's golden age, showcased its emotional depth, and proved why Homer, Marge, Bart, and Lisa remain cultural fixtures. It's rare for a TV series to become generational infrastructure. The Simpsons did that somewhere around season 8, and just kept going. It's the perfect time to queue up your Disney Plus subscription and revisit 7 of the greatest episodes ever made. 1. Cape Fear, 1993, Season 5/Episode 2. If you want peak sideshow Bob, this is it. After Bob is granted parole, the Simpsons enter witness protection, but Bob stalks the family with operatic intensity. The episode brilliantly parodies Cape Fear, complete with rakes, show tunes, and one of the greatest extended gags in series history. 2. Marge vs. the Monorail, 1993, Season 4/Episode 12. Written by Conan O'Brien, this episode is controlled chaos at its finest. After Springfield receives a financial windfall, the town builds a flashy monorail system. Homer becomes a conductor. predictably, everything spirals. From Lyle Lanley's musical number to Homer's escalating incompetence, this episode captures the show's ability to blend satire, absurdity, and heart into one perfectly timed ride. 3. Stark Raving Dad, 1991, Season 3/Episode 1. One of the most talked about episodes in the show's history. Homer ends up in a mental hospital and befriends a white man who believes he is Michael Jackson. The episode mixes celebrity culture satire with an unexpectedly tender birthday subplot between Bart and Lisa. Though the episode has been removed from streaming platforms in recent years, it remains one of the series' most discussed early installments. 4. Trilogy of Error, 2001, Season 12/Episode 18. Proof that the show's later seasons still had inventive firepower. This Rashomon-style episode retells the same day from Homer's, Lisa's, and Bart's perspectives. Homer rushes to reattach a severed thumb. Lisa races to win the science fair. Bart gets tangled in an illegal fireworks scheme. The episode's clever structure and interlocking storylines show how creatively ambitious the series could be well into its second decade. Thanks for watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.